and we were going to answer some questions about Canada, Canadians living in Japan. So I'm Canadian. I didn't change my citizenship. It's pretty hard to become a Japanese citizen. You have to actually renounce your former country. I think it's pretty normal in other countries too. Japan's not doesn't allow dual citizenship, but because of their population problem, they might have to rethink that. There was a question about doctor's visits and what I pay for taxes. So the $2,000 Canadian is what I would pay for everything. This includes two phones, internet, um, gas, water, electricity, um, and everything, all my expenses. My company and I have a partnership program where I pay 50%, they pay 50% towards my pension and health insurance. So it's a pension scheme that's um, reciprocal with Canada. So I can leave Japan and take my pension in a lump sum back to Canada, or I can retire from Canada here to Japan and receive my pension here in Japan. So I have a few years here and like 20 years or something in Canada. So I would be able to collect my Canadian pension, I hope, and collect my Japanese one probably around the same time, but I'm years from that. Um, Doctor's visits. If you visit a doctor, I don't think you pay a consultation fee. What you will pay is you'll pay for usually health checks. So every company uses a health check system. So each year, every employee has to have a health check. Usually that's covered by the company, and it's usually like $50, and that's like a full physical. And every company does that to every employee to make sure they're fit and ready for work. What else can I say? Dentists, I think, are covered. No, you don't have a. We don't have a dental plan, right? No dental plan. We have a dental card, so I can see an English-speaking dentist here. They're around, so even my area where I live is on the Seibu Ikebukuro line. I'm about 20 minutes from Ikebukuro, which is the main station, one of the main stations in central Tokyo. We don't live exactly central Tokyo. It's sort of like halfway to Scarborough. So I would live kind of, yeah, halfway to Scarborough on the Bloor line. That would be where we live. Rent is very expensive centrally downtown. It's kind of like living in Yorkville and other kind of more high-priced areas, or maybe Forest Hill. So prices can be like that. A lot of people, when they come here, it's better to live in a share house. Prices are cheaper. It's like a dormitory, but it's some share houses are with Japanese people, some are with foreigners. As far as going back to the doctor's thing, most people will just get doctor's checkups. You pay for your medicine, sometimes upfront, or they'll give you the medicine prescription depending on your situation. I've been very lucky the past few years. I've never been to the doctors, and this is also in Canada too. I'm just very fortunate with my health, and I try to keep above average requirements. But that being said, it's the body mass index here at doctors' offices might make me look over medium weight because they're using the Japanese index. But yeah, mostly doctor's visits. Again, you don't pay a consultation fee, only for the medicine. Anything that's basic will be covered. Surgeries will also be covered. I think it's elective surgeries. This is where you would pay a lot more money. For example, cosmetic surgery. If you want to get, I don't know, something done on your body or checked, that would cost more money. I think that's it. So again, I keep my Canadian citizenship. I keep on a spousal visa. So that just means I'm sponsored by my wife, and in Japan, That means if you're sponsored by your wife, she's head of the household. As long as you don't have strong issues with that, I have to be the head of everything, it's fine. And it's also common for the men to give their salaries. So I give most of my salary to my wife, and she takes care of all the bills. It's a partnership like that. And then when she was working, she would just manage everything. It's easier with two people working. Usually, if you have children, then the wife won't be working, but men are allowed to also take parental leave. I think in Japan you get about 70 to 80% of your salary for the first few years, and there's an expectation you'll come back to the company. We haven't gotten that territory yet. What other things? Yeah, so again, in total, the 2,000 Canadian dollars, the Canadian dollar and the Japanese yen are almost at par with each other, so I can use $2,000 as a leverage. My rent is probably a third of what it would be in Canada. There are some places that are crazy expensive here. We just don't live in one of those areas. And when you live at a station, it's a train city rather than a car city. From the train, most people try to have the walk-in time about 8 to 10 minutes, and that'll help you reduce the prices. And if you don't live in central Tokyo, you also can reduce your prices. And again, I live pretty close to an area that would be like halfway to Scarborough. So my prices are a lot lower, and yeah, I think that's it. All right, I hope that's helpful for all Canadians. It's a great place to live. Drawbacks would be you see the same faces every day. So when you are from Toronto, 50% of the family's grandfathers are all from a different country. 50% versus we're 1 or 2% foreigners. You have to kind of congregate closer to a lot of foreigner areas. So a lot of foreigners don't try to live in the countryside unless they've been here a while and they're trying to cut down their costs. If you're young, you're living downtown most likely. Share house is easiest. Rents can be insane, match in Toronto or above, depending on where you live. We have some expensive areas here, like Roppongi, Azabajuban, Hiro Station, Ebisu. Those are central downtown expensive areas, and Shibuya too. A lot of the places for government help, when we need help at the, government ward office, a lot of staff will speak English or they'll use tablets. So it's a very English-friendly place. And I can just quickly show you here. When I do my banking, I can go into Mizuho, and this is Ikebukuro Station, by the way. I'm going to see if we can show you it at Mizuho. This is a good example of English only. Well, not English only, but English friendly. And we'll just try to show you how the machines work here if you went to a bank. So this would be my typical bank. And everything I can do in English. Withdraw, bank balance, deposit, transfer, passport, update. So this would be easy to do in English. And then I can make all the transactions, transfers, things like that in English. So it's a really, really good opportunity to do that. Okay, hope that was useful. And again, Japan's super English friendly. People go out of their way to speak English. And anything dealing with police or some serious issues, they always have tablets to help do the translation. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Thank you. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's see.